Today's Bible story comes from the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6. It's about a king named David and a moment of joyful worship that teaches us something important about praising God. After David became king over all of Israel, he wanted to bring the Ark of the Covenant to the city of Jerusalem. The Ark was a special chest that represented the presence of God with his people. It reminded them of God's promises and his power. The Ark had been in another town, and David wanted to bring it back where the people could honor God properly. So David gathered a large group, 30,000 men. They went to get the Ark. They placed it on a new cart and began the journey with music and celebration. But along the way, something serious happened. One of the men, named Uzzah, reached out to steady the Ark when the oxen stumbled, and he died immediately. This made David afraid and unsure. He didn't bring the Ark into Jerusalem right away. Instead, it stayed in the house of a man named Obed-Edom for 3 months. During that time, God blessed Obed-Edom and his whole household. When David heard this, he realized that bringing the Ark to Jerusalem was the right thing, but it had to be done the right way, God's way. So David tried again, but this time, the priests carried the Ark using poles, just like God had commanded long ago. As they brought the Ark into the city, the people were singing, playing instruments, and shouting with joy. David was so full of happiness and praise that he started dancing before the Lord with all his might. He wore a simple linen robe, the kind priests wore, and he didn't care how he looked. He just wanted to worship God with all his heart. But not everyone understood. His wife Michal saw him from a window. She was the daughter of Saul, the former king, and she didn't like what she saw. She thought David was acting foolish, dancing like that in front of everyone. Later, she told David how she felt, but David answered her, saying, "I was dancing before the Lord. I will celebrate before him. I'm not ashamed to worship God with all my heart." David didn't dance to show off. He danced because he was full of love and thankfulness to God. He didn't worry about what others thought. His focus was on honoring the Lord. This story reminds us that worship is about our hearts. It's not about impressing people or following rules others make. It's about being honest before God and giving him our full praise. Sometimes, people may not understand how or why we worship, but like David, we can choose to focus on God, not on what others think. We can worship with joy, with humility, and with all our hearts, because God is worthy. Thanks for watching.